in Africa, there's no reason why that continent should not be lit up brighter than any other continent. The sun shines on it literally 90% of the time. You got, and it's so strong. You just collect that in little small solar panels that you collect that in. That's electricity. That can light up, that can power the house, that can power towns, communities, whole countries. It's just very simplistic things. You're very highly learned people, highly degreed people. I was never more intimidated being in Nigeria because I was with a group of women and everybody in there had 4 or 5 degrees. I was sitting here with my one. Okay. I felt like, okay, I was slacking, you know. But why are you depending on someone else to do for you when you can do for yourself? And stop giving away. Stop giving away your knowledge. You have, yes, it's wonderful to see Africans, out in the rest of the world and helping out. But it is a sin and a shame when we look at when we count the Black doctors, so to speak, or the African American doctors in the United States. 70% of that count, do you know where they're from? They're from Nigeria. 70% of the Black doctors in the United States of America are from Nigeria. So then why that 70% don't go back to Nigeria and set up those same practices they have here in the United States?
All right. That is something that we need to explore a bit now, because it has to do also with when we are talking of the infrastructure, okay, not the infrastructure, because now we're going to have to look at government, but let's leave the government out of it. I don't really know if we can. Do you think that those 70% really do not want to go back to their country and contribute their quota to the people who actually are their people that need them, sincerely speaking?
Yes, I know. I don't think. I know that they don't. Because what happens is they come here and people get complacent. They get complacent and it's almost like it's like a siren on an ocean that just can the sound, the song, it can just lull you in, and it gives you that false sense of what is. And it gives you the sense of, here, you live in the big homes and you get the big accolades and, all these things. And if I go home, I won't get that. Not realizing you go home and you're treated like a king, much more than what you get treated like here. And but you're constantly barraged into your psyche, into your sphere of influence, into what you see or what you think you see. They make you feel that this is it. This is the end all be all. And they get complacent. You have many people who come here and then all of a sudden, in their old age, they wake up and they think, oh, I really should have gone back and done something, and now they're trying to go back and do something, or they've aged out. And so they figure, well, I'm just one person. I can't do anything. And that's not true. The influence you have, go back and teach. You can always do that. You can always go back and be a motivator. But the complacency, if you're not careful, that's why I started up in 2019 a class, Doing Business in Africa, teaching people how to do business in Africa, what they had to understand, helping them to do financing, so that they could get their monies together to help them finance businesses going to do business, in Africa, so that people don't get complacent. It's not to say that it's bad, but if there's help that is to be needed, then it's your responsibility and it's your accountability to go back and help.
All right. I wouldn't even debate that at all, because that is the line that I share. Only that we need to look at the fact that a doctor or a student who just graduate from a medical school do not really have the resources to set up the infrastructure that is required to treat patient, no? So to say that this 70% of people that we are referring to here as Nigerian doctor do not want to return, or they do not know that people need them at home, I think that would be over simplistic. But the point is that it's really more complicated than it naturally appears. The politics that we have in Africa and how systems really work. The infrastructure is not something one person can really build, no? Because most of those doctors there that are working, it's not like they are working in private, working as private there. The infrastructure is there. Of course, I also know, because this is something that go both ways, no? That those infrastructure are built by people. In Africa, we also need to build our infrastructure. But by Africa, what do we mean in this sense? Are we talking about the young daughter who just finished school? Is it the person that we are expecting to build it, the road, the electricity? So help me with that, because like I said, I agree 100% that we, the individual, should really take up the bull by the horn. But to what extent can we really sustain ourselves in this system that is almost anti-people?
Well, what you can do is this. This is called leverage. If you've ever seen, if you wanted to move a boulder that was 10 tons, you would get yourself literally cut down a tree, and you would wedge that tree up under that boulder, and you would level that against another boulder, and then you would have the push, you'd have the weight of the people or some weight and force against it to lift that boulder. So what am I speaking about as far as leverage? If you have here doctors, be there, Nigeria, won't just pick on them because there are other doctors, but it's just that the Nigerians had the highest number. But if you have someone coming here from Africa and they study here, they get the knowledge, they understand, they go work for someone and or maybe they have a private practice or what have you. Take your money and put it and bridge it back to those states and those countries in Africa and lift that boulder, because now you're here in the States and you can continue to make that money, and let that be a pipeline and lift it up until it is level with where you are here. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do. You leverage what you have. So just as I'm here, right here in the United States, and I have teams of people. I have a tablet program through. I'm a Lifesavers International Ambassador, and our headquarters is out of Nigeria. And so in the States, with what we can do, I put together a tablet for every child program. And so what we do is here, because we can get the funding here through here, I got the humanitarian funding through here. So we take that money, we send that back so that it goes back to Africa and it buys tablets so that children can have connectivity. And then we're doing the electrical, and we're putting the educational information on there, that sort of thing like that. That's called leverage. That's what you do. Now, am I single-handedly trying to change the governments there and how they operate or how they don't operate? No, I'm getting into the hands of the people what the people need.